Hello, I'm Rabyd, otherwise known as the Rabbit Atheist, a former pastor turned atheist, now compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Feel free to like or dislike the video as you see fit, so feel free to hit those buttons. Feel free to comment below. And I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel and hit your notification bell for more content as it is released. You've already read the thumbnail, you've already looked at the title. Let's dive in. On Sundays, I want to do kind of an episode by episode thing where I'm just basically doing some musing, some thoughts that I've had throughout the week on various issues. Today I want to kind of nail an issue of deconversion that actually comes up that's a very pragmatic one, is what the hell do you do on Sunday? And immediately after I left my church, my Sundays became very, very different. In a lot of respects, some of it positive, some of it negative. Most notably, the negative was the immediate feeling of being alone. This is probably one of the reasons why people struggle to deconvert, because when they're trying to come out of the church, the one thing they realize they're going to lose is a whole hell of a lot of relationships. And not all of your relationships are toxic necessarily. Not all of them are necessarily bad. If you're friends with some of the rank and file and you're rank and file, it's not a problem. As a pastor, I had an additional problem of going through a lot of other crap that was going on in my life at the time. And I had a board member that was a council member being a little bit of a manipulative dick. And then I had whole issues with my marriage and things like that, my kids. There was just a lot of things going on when I left the church. But the one thing I noticed about Sundays even back then is how stress-free they were. As a minister, the stress starts on Sunday from the moment you start. And I had an added problem. I was working overnights at the world's largest brick-and-mortar retailer at the time. And so my ministry, sometimes I would have to work Saturday night / Sunday morning. And sometimes I'd have to work, on occasion, I would have to work like Sunday night, / Monday morning. Sometimes I had to do both, which made Sundays really interesting because I would have to come home, shift, like I'd get out of work at 7, have to drive home, about 15-minute drive, so it'd be 7:20 by the time I got home in the morning. My service starts at 9 o'clock. Okay, later I got it changed to 10, which offered me a little relief, but for a while there it was at 9 o'clock. So I'd have to come home, take a shower, shave, grab my Bible, head to the church, get the bulletin printed because I was doing most of the work, getting everything set for service. Once people started getting there, meet and greet, all that other crap, going to the service. The one thing I was thankful for in my last church is it had a very set liturgy, and so I didn't really have to do much except plug the hymns in, plug the scripture in, plug different things in, and then just change it, and then just follow the script every Sunday. Good thing too, because I was so tired sometimes I just didn't bother. Once I left the church, all that disappeared. All that stress of having to do that. I wasn't working Walmart at the time anymore when I left, but I eventually, a couple months later, I would get a job there again. And people ask me what I think about Walmart. I'm always very thankful that they always welcome me for a job. Okay, whenever I need money and need a job, I usually can find one there. They're not as bad as everybody likes to make them out to be. I've actually always enjoyed working there. As far as the people, I don't always like the BS that sometimes they do, but I love the people there. They're always pretty decent. So now I'm in this situation where I'm not doing anything on Sunday. And over time, I reconciled with my wife the first time. We went through, this is all part of my testimony, so I'm just kind of reiterating where the timeline is. And I suddenly realized, well, what the hell do I do on Sunday anymore? And once me and my now ex-wife moved into our apartment, I found myself watching football on Sundays. I watched the pregame. But then I was also working nights I was working during the day, so that was helpful. But it was like I often worked at the time. I was working like 4 to 1, which is early morning shift. Later on, I'd work second. I never worked second shift, so that was good. But I didn't always have Sundays off. But when I did, I would work. I wouldn't work on those Sundays that I worked, but I would basically stay up, watch pregame, watch some football games, take a nap, get ready to go to work the next morning. And I suddenly realized how stress-free I was. I think the one great change I made back then was moving from a very stressful job and a stressful situation, and there's just this relief. The problem was that I was hella lonely because, and this will be a recurring theme and problem, by the way, still exists to this day on a Sunday, but this idea of recurring loneliness that began to set in, that the people that I used to hang with every Sunday, I wasn't hanging with anymore. I'm trying to reflect on it now, and I'm asking the question, okay, who have I talked to that was in my congregation when I left since? And that list is really, really goddamn short. I talked to a couple of people that retired, and they talked to me about how they didn't feel the church treated me fairly, and I had talked to another person about some things, and then I had another person come to me and apologize because she had started some rumors accidentally without really intending to. That's pretty much it. I have not seen most of those people since. And so when I look at this kind of stuff now, what do I do on Sunday? It became, for a while it kind of disappeared because I would either work on Sunday or I would be home watching football, or when football season wasn't going on, I would just, chill on my computer, do nothing. I think it's in some of those moments that I actually got the idea for this show, the Rabbit Atheist, and I began to start it. I think I did record some of my episodes on Sundays for that very reason. My ex-wife was gone to church, and I was still, being me. And it kind of continued that way for quite a while. Eventually got a night job, so Sunday working, I would come home and I'd just collapse in bed, wake up in time to catch, the 4 o'clock football games when football was on, and the rest of it is kind of history. But it just kind of continued, and it became, the one thing I could say about it is I actually feel like I got rest on Sunday, comparatively speaking. So fast forward to moving to Texas a year ago, roughly. It's been, 8-9 months now. And what is Sundays to me now? And I think a lot of you that are deconverting, you're kind of in different stages of this because you're trying to figure out, what do I do now? Where do I fit? And if I can give you some thoughts on it, it'll come to you. For the most part, I have found that on Sundays, I'm far more restful. I get up. I often clean the whole apartment. Okay, I call it my weekly reset, and I just clean the whole apartment. I mean, I clean every couple of days. Every room gets the treatment every couple of days anyway, but on Sunday, the whole thing gets done to reset it. And often I do some things I don't normally do as extras. So there's that. And what does that do for me? Well, from a person who suffers from depression standpoint, it kind of hits the button. Okay, any shitty stuff that happened, gone. All right. I can start to meditate on a few things. I can think about a few things. I may sit down and write. Right now I'm sitting down and writing. This video is being recorded on a Sunday, and I'm taking my time with it. I thought about a few different things. I said, Ed, you can get away from this damn desk if you just unplug your damn computer and move. And you've got, Alexa to kind of change the lighting wherever you're at by word command, by voice command. So why don't you do that? You can create, different situations for every one of your videos. And I thought, well, that might be interesting. And I can start saying, I got to get in practice for this anyway, because when I go up north, some of these videos are going to come to you from a tent, because my whole plan over the next couple of years is to get a tent, to form a good base camp with that tent, and then I want to get my backpack and my hiking gear, and this year I want to train by doing a lot of walking with a backpack on in a more controlled environment where I know I can get help until such time as I feel I'm physically ready to do hiking again. And I've done it before, it's been a while, and I know I'm out of shape for it. So, and part of it is motivation to lose weight, but there's that struggle. But it's these kind of things now, if there's anything spiritual, if you want to call it that, on a Sunday, meditation a little bit, thinking about things, like as soon as I'm done with this video and getting it posted, I know I've got to pull out my workout book for my weightlifting routine and redesign it, because it worked for a couple of days, but I'm like, no, this isn't going to work. It's too much leg days and not enough. I can't do that anymore. I'm not young enough to pull what I was trying to do off. So, you have to kind of reflect on how old you're fucking getting. I'm kidding. But you begin to find new uses for that time. One of the things I'm considering when I get back to Texas after being off this summer, I'm definitely going to see if I can find a very local group that I can just hang with on a Sunday morning that doesn't do anything spiritual or religious. I don't care if they're atheists or not. I want to hang with somebody that doesn't go to church, okay? Okay, and just hang out. And see if that leads to anything. So I'm kind of in that mode. And this is where I came up with the idea of Sunday musings, because I don't want to deal with anything heavy on a Sunday. I used to deal with heavy spiritual shit every Sunday, dealing with human beings that had problems and they were looking for an imaginary figure to solve them. And I'm looking at them and thinking to myself, especially the last 3 years of my ministry, dude, if you just got off your ass and went and did some work, you could fix this problem, but you're waiting for God to bail you out. Good luck with that. And, just maintaining a good attitude about it. I think now Sundays are very much a reset day, a rest day. They're truly a rest day. And I get to think and meditate about a few things and maybe change course a little bit. The way I put it in my blog today is I kind of stop, I recheck my bearings, reset my course, and then start walking again. And that's a real true way, in my opinion, to spend a Sunday, the first day of the week, to do. And all those days of the week shit is pretty relative anyway, but that's kind of where I'm at. So if you're struggling, what the hell do I do with a Sunday now? Just give yourself some patient time and it'll come to you. Something valuable will fit itself into that slot eventually. It can be kind of lonely at first. It can be hella lonely if most of your relationships were in church and you say, this shit is bullshit, and you walk away. I feel for you. I really do. So, be patient with yourself. I say that a lot with deconversion, don't I? Be patient with yourself. It'll come to you. You just have to keep walking. You just have to keep going. So thank you for stopping by on this glorious Sunday and listening to me muse about the subject of what to do with your Sundays now. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate every like, share, and subscribe, and you guys are awesome. And I do appreciate this channel very much. One of the things I did want to mention, besides, I am going to be moving around my apartment a little bit and doing different angles, and every video is going to be a little bit different for a while. Just trying, to keep things a little bit more interesting. I spent a lot of money getting this apartment into my fortress of solitude, and I want to kind of show off parts of it and use parts of it as backdrop. So thanks very much for putting up with that. But also, as always, I hope that I can convince you to be a rabid atheist like myself. because being a rabid atheist isn't about foaming at the mouth. It isn't about getting in people's face and screaming. It's about being determined to the point that no matter what hits you, you're going to keep going, keep walking, keep on the path, keep walking. You'll get there. You'll get to a place of peace. I'm starting to feel that way. I'm starting to feel like I'm at a place of peace. And so I don't want anything to disturb that. So we'll see what happens this summer, because I'm on a quest this summer to reignite a lot of passions of mine. So wish me luck. And once again, thank you for stopping by, and hopefully I can convince you to be a rabid atheist like myself. In the meantime, this is Ed Rabyd, also known as the Rabbit Atheist, signing off and wishing you a good day.